We back, we back, we back.
We here. Once again, this is Frankly Football. I'm Brandon.
I'm Chris.
And we here to talk about a major pain point for all Cowboys fans last year. Special teams.
What's that? What's that, Brandon? What's the pain, man?
Man, everywhere. The pain was an entire body of pain. You know how they give you the chart hospital and they tell you point on the chart of 1 to 10 on how the pain is. We will be pointing at 10.
Right. Okay.
Because it was a miserable experience watching the Cowboys return punts and kicks in the 2019 season. We were dead last in that regard.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me pull up my statistics here. Our best return of the year, and this was a kick return by Tony Pollard, was 30 yards.
Wow.
He returned the ball 30 yards. I don't have the statistics of what yard line he got to, but he only returned 30 yards.
Okay.
The averages, it'll make you sick. Tavon Austin, our main guy on punts, he only averaged 4.9 yards. He was our main guy. Tony Pollard was our main guy on kicks. He averaged 17.5. He took it out more often than not. We didn't even get to 25 most of the time.
Okay.
So our special teams did our offense no favors.
No favors. In a league where most games are decided by less than 4 points, and you got a coaching staff that likes to play many games to the vest, you ended up missing 10 field goals.
Absolutely.
Last year. That's 30 points. 30 points. And those 30 points, you say, well, hey, they led the league. Point differential was like 115. But those 30 points were points that were in crucial situations, maybe tying up a game, forcing an onside kick, having a little bit of hope, having a kick at the end of the half, an extra point here and there. So 10 missed field goals was god-awful, with their average starting field position being the 26-yard line. So let's go back and look at the number one ranked offense in football. A lot of times they had to drive the ball 70 to 75 yards downfield to score
consistently.
Consistently. That means you have to run a lot of plays, right? You're running a lot of plays, giving another team, another defensive coordinator, plenty of looks at what you're trying to do, right? And so now it gives him a chance to adjust. And I think it was a total disservice the way the special teams played to my young offensive coordinator, right? And put us in a position where it took away from my best player, which was my running back, Ezekiel Elliott, and forced us into different situations we had to deal with. I think special teams was the one part of our team last year that was a complete, utter failure.
Absolutely. And that is why Keith O'Quinn is not here anymore.
Absolutely.
All we have to do is just not be last. Anything above 32nd is an improvement when you think about it literally. But Coach Bones, John Fossil, everybody calls him Bones. But Coach Bones had a decently successful tenure. Now, last year, the Rams, overall, they ranked 20, but they were first and fifth in some of the main categories that counted. Let's see. The Rams were second in punting. Second in punting and fifth in net punting.
Wow.
So they were, in regards to punts and punt returns, they were up at the top.
Got you. Which gives you better field position.
Yep.
Which also helps you flip the field to help your defense, right? So It was just head and shoulders better. I think the kicking game for Dallas, I think we got better by bringing in a couple of guys late in the season, Kai Forbath, and in the offseason, bringing in Zuerlein. Zuerlein had a down year last year, but here's the one thing I can say about Greg Zuerlein. In the last 3 years, he's only missed 3 extra points.
That's right.
Last 3 years, right? He did have a down year last year kicking, but for the most part, man, Greg has been an absolute stud, man. And so being that's the case, I can work with that. You know, we kind of struggled last year. I mean, 50 yards and longer. What last year he missed 250 plus. He struggled between 40 and 49. He missed 6 kicks in that area.
That's right. So, and I don't want to have to kick super long field goals to depend on my guy. I want to fall back on my kicker. I don't need to put him in perfect position. I feel like he should be the guy that you just trot out there. You want to have your offense try as hard as you can to get down the field. You don't want to say, okay, guys, just leave it here. We know that Brett is good from here. No, that is awful. That's an awful mindset. I feel like getting rid of Brett Maher was multiple weeks too late. Because Forbath only played 3 games. Forbath only played 3 games. Brett Maher should have been gone probably earlier than the halfway point through the season.
Oh, without question. I think going really honestly, it was always iffy with him. You know, you got rid of Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey had the yips, but when this guy could kick it from 60 yards, 50 and 60 yards and nail it, but he couldn't hit extra point. He couldn't hit a simple 30, 35-yard field goal. That was my problem. But that goes along with the old regime of holding on to guys and playing guys and holding on to them too long. The one guy who I'm surprised is still here, and I'm not sure why he's still here, is the guy I have most questions about in my kicking game this year. That's Chris Jones.
Yeah.
I think Chris Jones has regressed mightily in his play. But I also understand that Chris Jones is a very athletic guy. So I don't know if it was either he was injured and he was kicking through it, or we just haven't found another guy to be able to take his place right now. But I would think they would have another guy come in for competition this year.
Who can get some more distance. I need distance. I don't need height and time in the air. No, I need distance.
Hey, you know, I thought when they were talking about bringing people in from the XFL, you brought Savion Smith in. I didn't understand why they didn't bring in, I think, what was it, Lamont King? Is that his name?
I didn't watch enough XFL to know the kicker's name. I already don't know a lot of punters. I already don't know a lot of punters' names. So asking me to remember that's a hard one.
Well, he kicked for Oakland. Yeah. He kicked for Oakland. And I definitely thought
are you talking about Marquette King?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know why I gave him Lamont. I don't know. He looked like a Lamont.
Hey, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. I would have called him Steve if I didn't know his name.
I'm like, come on, man. I didn't understand. Yeah, I didn't understand why nobody brought him in. Nobody brought him in this year to try to get on the team or to sign him for anything. And the guy's just sitting out here on the street. I don't understand why they didn't bring him in.
He was clearly the biggest name punter in the XFL. I could see him getting a job as time goes on, as we figure out.
In 2017, he was in Denver in 2018. His average was 44 to 47. His average was between 44 and 47 yards. He's inside the 20 7 times. I mean, he's a guy.
He was amazing at getting the ball to land inside the 10.
So why not bring this guy in for a tryout? Find out who he is, and he gives you the athlete that you need. Okay, he's a little eccentric, a
little, but he's the fun kind of eccentric.
Listen, if I turn around, if I'm at the 35-yard line, right, I'm punting, and I get a 40-yard flip of the field. Come on, man. I'm putting you inside the 20 to 25. Now you got to come back up the other way of the field.
That's right.
Why would I not want that kind of guy?
In a dome In a dome. Oakland played in an open stadium. This would be in a dome.
Denver, high altitude. Yes. Now I get me in a dome, perfect kicking conditions. Why not bring that guy in? I just need some competition for Chris Jones.
Absolutely.
I can't walk out here next year and think Chris Jones is the sum all be all of what I want as a kicker.
Now, I'm confident that the coaches would be thinking the exact same thing and are just waiting until we get training camp to just bring in a random guy. because I think that if Mike McCarthy has really embraced analytics, like he says he has, then he will be looking at things like Chris Jones's tendencies and punch, because Chris Jones has been the guy to want to get time in the air instead of distance. That's kind of been his MO.
Yeah, I mean, his long last year was 58.
Yep.
You know, his average was 41 across the board. I can't see him not having some kind of competition in camp. Some young leg or somebody to come and challenge him in camp.
That's right. Now, hey, I want to kind of bring up something that you mentioned, because this is actually kind of funny. Dan Bailey, of course, went on to greener pastures in Minnesota, right?
Okay.
Do you know that he only missed 2 field goals all year?
It's a process. He ended up having a short slump, went into a different environment, and was able to. But here's the problem: when you're the by average or by the greatest kicker in NFL history, according to statistics of hitting over 90+% of your kicks, and then you turn around and miss a couple, then the whole world looks at you differently.
Yes.
But he worked through his struggles, went back to a dome environment, and
is able to succeed. And now he's able to succeed. So it's actually pretty interesting to see him get over his struggles, because in 2018 he did struggle. Okay. He missed 8 field goals and a single extra point. In 2018. In 2019, he went on to only miss 2 field goals, and he missed 4 extra points. But
that makes it tell you that he may have been injured, he may have been having a slight slump, but he got through it and moved forward. But sometimes you've got to get a guy out of a particular environment and a place. And let's be honest, it's hard playing. It's hard, one, being a kicker, but it's also hard playing in Dallas because every kick is scrutinized as being that's the reason why we lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're put in pressure-packed situations where those 3 points are vital, because if we don't get those 3, the coach is going to lock it down even tighter than he already is.
And it's, man, I'm just reflecting on history here. I'm going through Dan Bailey's field goal history. He didn't miss a kick in his career until 2017.
That's not true.
No, I'm sorry, an extra point. There we go. He didn't miss an extra point in his career until 2017. I'm sorry.
Right.
Of course, field goals, he misses them, here and there.
I mean, it depends. It depends on where you put him at and the distance and things of that nature. Yeah. But he missed some pretty big ones. But at the end of the day, Dan Bailey was the picture of consistency.
Yeah.
And so when he started to struggle a little bit in 2017, it was time that they just say, hey, let's bring somebody else in and let's move on from this guy, which was another blunder by the coaching staff, because one, you got rid of Dan Bailey, and then you turned around and
unexpectedly.
Right, and then you turned around and took an intern guy and said, hey, run the special teams, and you're surprised you end up being 30th in the league.
But
you expected to do beyond the norm, go get rid of the all-time great kicker, give the special teams to a guy who's an intern, and say, hey, boom, you got it. Right.
It's like playing in mud and being shocked that you get dirt. That was the situation.
Why am I dirty?
Yeah.
Why am I dirty?
I'm glad that they're not making the same mistakes. This is why I'm confident that they will do something about the punter position. They're not going into this offseason with the same complacency in Kai Forbath. They're bringing in a guy, even though Forbath didn't miss one.
Gotcha.
They're bringing in just for competition's sake. So I would think by, of course, similar thinking, that they would do the same thing with the punter. I don't think that they would leave a stone unturned.
That's the one problem I have a problem. Unless they got somebody that the scouts have seen that they're going to bring in once they're able to get back in the facility. But I don't see why you wouldn't go with competition as a punter. But I think Fossil has, over the years, been able to turn around, and he's going to try a trick play. He's going to try to throw one on 4th down. He's going to try to run, do a fake punt or run. So Jones
and Zuerlein has been a guy that's been able to succeed with that.
Right. So I think when you have Jones, who has that athleticism, get him healthy, go from there. I'm telling you, last year was so much stress on so many guys that if they had any kind of nick, anything of that nature, they weren't given the opportunity to heal and get back and play. They had to go out and play.
Absolutely.
Dude, Connor Williams tears his knee up 1 week, sits out a week, and he comes back the next week, and he can't play. And now he's not going to be – he doesn't get his surgery till daggum almost December because it was such –
when he could have been sat down.
He could have been sat down.
Yes.
It was such a point of win and advance and get to the NFC Championship that the pressure was put on by the organization that they were putting guys in harm's way to make this thing go. Could you imagine a 2-3 game stretch where Amari Cooper could have had an opportunity to be able to rest and get healthy? Or who you run out there?
Instead of coming out and just playing for one play and seeing, obviously, that he couldn't do it.
He couldn't go. You know, him playing better at home, having an opportunity to get more and more rehab, probably more rehab to the point of the game up to game day being a home game compared to on the road having to get treatment, not get as much treatment, not be able to get the proper amount of rest to be able to go and play and do what he needs to go do.
That's right. How many guys do you think you need to give a special teams coach for him to succeed? Because I always think that you got to throw your special teams coach a bone for a few guys. How many do you think you need to give him?
4.
4? Yeah, I was going to say 5. 4 is very good as well.
4 is my max. 4 is max my guy that he is a special teams guy. I think you because your backup secondary players, because they aren't all starters, those are my other people, but the guys who like this year who will be my core guys, who will be my core special teams guy. It's going to be a March. It's going to be Patrick Robinson. It's going to be a Levon Kirkland or a Donovan Wilson. It's going to be a Luke Gifford. Those are going to be my guys I'm going to be looking for special teams. Those are the guys I'm going to be looking to make big-time contributions on special teams.
Yes,
I don't expect to see any of my guys who my starting rotation guys doing it. Maybe 1 or 2, but those are going to be my core guys.
Like people are like a lot of the pundits are saying, oh, are you going to let CeeDee Lamb do that? I wouldn't risk him or Trevon Diggs in a situation like that. No, that's how you get a Dez Bryant hurt, for example. I wouldn't.
You talking about as a punt returner, or
yes, as a returner. I want to try to trot other guys out there before guys who are truly important.
No, I think I would on kickoff. I would keep Tony Pollard.
Yes,
and I would have Sedarian do it in special situations. If I got them pinned down and they're kicking out of their own end zone, and I can get Sedarian around the ball in space around the 50. Oh yeah, I'm taking that chance.
I would before I give it to CD, I would give it to Tony Pollard or Devin Smith, guys who I know have speed. I wanna just put the machine up and just launch balls so that they can catch it, and I want them to just do that all day, because I want them to catch balls and not worry about dropping it. So then, hopefully, if we have got better guys blocking for them, they can get upfield.
Listen. I've watched Sedarian Lamb. For other CD, like I said, I always give respect to guys' names when I think they're special. I've seen him do it in college. And I like putting an explosive guy in certain situations to do it. The beauty of that, he can be a total field changer. One block, he can go take a regular one that's going to be 5 to 8 to maybe 10 yards to 15 to 20 yards. So I'm kicking from the back. I'm kicking out of the end zone. I kick it to him at the 45-yard line. He makes a guy miss. He breaks a tackle. Now I got 1st and 10 on the 40 or that 35-yard line. Total difference. Game-changing type of situation. So I'm willing to take that chance in certain situations, but every snap, every day, I'm letting Cedric Wilson do that.
Yeah, Cedric Wilson is a great guy too.
Yeah, Cedric Wilson's my guy, but when I'm in certain situations, I'm putting an explosive guy like Sedarian back there so he can do his thing.
Other guys who I think will have a big impact, you already mentioned Luke Gifford. I think that Gifford of the linebackers will have to be one of the guys that has to make a big mark on special teams as well.
Right.
Because there are the three big names in front of him. But I think that he's totally capable of doing it. Another guy, absolutely. Although I don't necessarily agree with him being on the team, he has a contract. Jamize Olawale. He has apparently been look, he got a contract. I'm not look.
Jamize?
Yeah. He got re-signed. I don't even want him on the team, but he got re-signed. I don't even want him on the team.
Because you my guy. You got the floor, Jamize. I'm not. Listen, if Jamize can go down all year and make 5 to 7 special teams tackles, listen, we're gonna thank you and be looking to find another guy. But I'm not looking for him to do anything other than
that. With Jamize, he is apparently fast for a fullback.
Okay.
So that allows him to be your main guy running in and stopping the other team short. If that's how he can contribute and he can do it the best on special teams, then yes, I'm gonna throw him too.
Patrick Robinson's fast too.
You're right. You are absolutely
Trayvon
right.
Diggs is fast too. There's a lot of guys who's fast. Listen, I just need you to go down, make a play, stop it short. But if I can get better kicking from Chris Jones for my punt team, and then once I'm getting the ball back on punts, that I can get maybe a field changer like Cedarian Lamb occasionally, but I can also get some better play from Cedric Wilson. Man, hey, I'm all for
it. What do you think that Coach Bones will do differently to help the team succeed better on special teams?
Any and everything. He has a history of having not just good but great special teams. He has a knack of keeping the other team off balance so that they're more worried about what I'm going to do compared to them how they're going to attack me. This team will turn from being a counterpuncher to being a jab throwing, an aggressive forward progressing type of football team. For the last 10 years, we have been a counterpuncher. You throw at me, I'm going to slip, I'm going to throw something back. I'm trying to figure out, catch you with a mistake, but I'm going to do that. But being a counterpuncher gets you the opportunity. You end up getting hit a lot because you're taking.
Because everybody can't be Floyd. Everybody can't be Floyd.
Yeah, right. Everybody can't be him. But now I'm going to be the presser. I'm going to be the aggressor.
That's right.
On every phase of my football team. Offensively, I'm going to push the ball downfield. I'm going to score points. Defensively, I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to press. I'm going to try to take the ball away. And with Coach Fossil, I'm going to be aggressive to get the ball away. But I'm going to get you thinking in the back of the mind, okay, it's 4th and 2. And I've had a tendency to go for it.
That's right.
I've shown, and if I see a weakness in your formation, I'm gonna try it, and I give my offense. I'm gonna be forward. I'm gonna be aggressive. So that's I think in every phase we're gonna be an aggressive football team.
I think that he is going to make every team think about the fake, because he had a propensity to throw the fake in there every now and then when he was with the Rams. Right. So he's always going to have a team on their heels because is it a fake? Is it not? I don't know. And that has the defense be honest. That makes the defense honest.
And if I get you thinking about stopping me from faking it, that means you're not thinking about how you can set up the play to come back and return it.
That's right.
That's an advantage to me.
That's an extra guy that's not prepared to take the ball upfield once they receive the punt because they're bringing an extra guy in just in case it's a fake.
That's it. So,
that extra guy can be the difference between 10 yards gained and 19 yards gained.
That's it. And those yards, they all add up at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
They all add up at the end of the day.
Absolutely. I think that John Fossil, as an individual, may be the second most important coach that was added in the offseason behind Mike McCarthy.
Okay, I give you that.
Because
I know I do not disagree with you on that.
Keith O'Quinn wasn't getting the job done. And I was really surprised that he wasn't relieved of his duties midway through the season.
Yeah, I mean, listen, honestly, you could say that, but it was just a hodgepodge. It was a mess. It was a mess. Telling my staff, listen, everybody's aspiration is to go to the Super Bowl. Yes. Tell them, hey, let you get to the NFC Championship, that you got to get to the NFC Championship. But I'm gonna strap you with a first-year play caller. Okay, I'm gonna put an intern in as your special teams guy. But guess what? Make it work, Jason. Make it work, Jason.
That's the definition of taking lemons.
Instead of firing the guy and going putting somebody else in, you gave him one last chance to try to make it work with all these pieces, and it just didn't work. You ended up being 8-8. You ended up having a career year out of your quarterback. You had another solid year by your running back. You watched your second wide receiver emerge and be that guy, be more than just a guy out there, but a guy who's really a threat and a weapon.
That's right.
And that's what you end up getting.
Absolutely.
But you got a questionable offseason. You got so many questions going to the new season. But I think above all, like I said earlier, we're going to be more aggressive. Absolutely. We're going to be the attack.
Aggression is the name of the game.
We're going to be the hunter. We won't be the hunted anymore.
Absolutely. Aggression is the name of the game on all three levels of this team.
That's right.
They're looking to be more aggressive on defense. They're looking to be more aggressive on special teams. The offense is looking to be Jaws in the ocean with blood in the water. That's how we are going to operate as a team. Yes. I think that this team has just sky high aspirations. Gotcha. And it really, at this point, is coming down to the coaches putting the players in the best position to execute and succeed. And I think that's all I have to say on it.
I think as a recap of the whole thing, what everything we're doing, outstanding work on your part, man, is that the change in coaching will take these guys from being passive, waiting for what's going to happen, to being showcasing their talents and their skills, ball hawking, getting after other teams, and putting pressure on them. 2016, that's what they did. They scored touchdowns to put pressure on other teams to do things, and the defense soared, right? You turned around in 2018, in 2017, you weren't scoring points a lot. You started playing close to the vest, and teams were able to stay in games with you. If you don't feel the pressure of having to score touchdowns, you can start playing conservative because you know they're not going to drive the field or make one big play or 2 or 3 different explosive plays to score again, and you've changed how you play them. So I just think it's going to be I'm a big movie guy. Mm-hmm. I think man, Mike McCarthy rides in, he rides in like Maximus, and on his signal, man, he's going to unleash hell. I think he's going to unleash hell on the NFL. I think he is pissed off and mad that he got a raw deal after doing everything he did in Green Bay, the culture he built, the quarterback he developed, and you felt like it was easy to cast him off to the side. A year to get away from it, and you got a coach just trying to prove something. You got a young quarterback who's trying to prove to everybody he's worth this money he's about to sign for. You've got a running back that everybody said he's falling off. You got a wide receiver over here. The guy just signed a big deal, and he only plays on home games. Man, I'm telling you, people with something to prove that are extremely talented really get after it. And I think it's going to be a great season for us this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's only going to get more exciting from here as time goes on, and the league allows teams to open up camps, whether it's OTAs, things like that. We are going to provide the most high quality content available. So please look forward to more things like this. More discussions like this, more film sessions. I think it's going to be,
yes. Having the ability to start looking at what we saw last year and then going into camp and what we see the next year. I think, man, if you take time to spend time with me and Brandon and watch what we're talking about, as well as leave your comments, man, so we can have a dialogue back and forth. Because me and Brandon can sit up here all night and talk ball. But it's always fun to have, Joe, Sally, Tommy, Kiki, or whomever leave a comment, say, hey, man, I see this, and we interact, and we can get more enlightenment on this. So Definitely. Join in the discussion. Join it with us, man, as you're hitting that like button, as you're seeing the subscribe button go on. Come and spend some time with us, man, and we'll make it worth your time. Frankly, football is where it's at, man.
That's right. So I'm Brandon.
I'm Chris, man.
This has been Frankly Football. Y'all have a good one.
See y'all soon.